Now, falter out, Martin. My friend Shane, Siel, Matt, in you. Just going to toss you our Facebook and ish. Yeah. Okay, welcome along everyone on Facebook. Welcome along to everyone on YouTube. And whatever time of the day you perform the workout, you're very welcome along. Myself, Shane, filling in for Matt today. So I'm going to guide us through our workout. Before we begin, just our little checks that we like to do always, not to participate if you're feeling unwell on the day, and if there are any movements that cause any kind of pain, discomfort, just to stop with the exercises. Perform the workout in our good strong chair today. Is getting warmer, so you might want your window open, bottle of water at the ready as well. And I also have 2 weights that I will use in today's session. So if you have some weight available, great. If not, it's absolutely fine. You can use bottles of water, tins, anything at all that will give you a little bit of resistance. But I will just add a little bit of weighted work, and I'll signal when we're going to do that. So hopefully the sun is out wherever you are, wherever you're tuned in. But let's begin with the workout. YouTube, super stuff, Martin. Excellent. So shoulders, that's where I always like to check in. So I'm just going to lift those elbows up and just draw nice big circles using those elbows to create a little bit of movement around the shoulders here. So nice big open movement, just opening up around my shoulders here. Okay. And Sylvia, very welcome along. Afternoon. Great to have you with us. And then just guiding the shoulders forward in circles. Okay. Next movement, just want to lift my right arm up, just drive the elbow back. Left arm up, just drive the elbow back. I'm just going to swap from side to side. Lift the arm and just a nice gentle push back with the elbow. Lift and push back. It's just really nice open movements here. Lift the arm and just gently bring that elbow back. Okay, from that position, just want to bring the arms in front and back down. It's just nice, light, raising the arms in front. Maureen, very welcome along. Afternoon, great to have you with us. Just bringing the arms in front, really nice and light. I'll always say with a warm-up, just think checking in with different body parts, just making sure everything feels good before we start to work a little bit harder. Now, opening the arms out to the side. Just get myself right in shot there. Just nice and light, opening those arms out to the sides. And then from this position, just bringing the right arm forward, pull back. Left arm forward, pull back. So into a nice rowing action as I bring the arm back. Get a nice little connection, just a nice squeeze in the back of my body. Reach forward and pull back. Just think switching on, connecting with your back here. Just going to go. And again, next movement, just want to bring hands to the side of my head. See those elbows up. Just want to rotate left and then over to the right. You'll notice this isn't a huge range of movement. Very much just feeling the upper body here as I rotate left and right. And I'm not going to force this too far. And I'm not going to move with any kind of speed here. Just a nice controlled rotation left over to the right. Once more each direction. And back in. Okay, very welcome along, Deirdre. Great to have you with us. Next is want to bring arms across chest and then just pull back nice and wide. It's a really nice open movement. Think about opening the front of your body and also connecting with the back of your body here. And we'll just try this one 3 more times. From here, I'll bring the elbows in, just bringing hands to shoulders, just opening up from the elbows. We will do a little bit of work with the arms during the sessions, just opening up from the elbows here. Okay, we'll start to move down to the lower limbs. I'm just going to start off nicely, just kicking the legs out. Nice light kick or extension here. Just lifting the legs out. And from there, we're going to go for a nice big knee lift. So I'm really trying to get a good big lift here. So not moving with too much speed on this one. We didn't quite call it a march. I think of this more as a broken down march, where you're looking to really get those knees up without bending the upper body forward. Just big lift, and that will really switch on to those hips nicely here. Let's go another couple of times. And in. Okay, next movement, I just want to start tapping the heels out in front. Nice and light, just guiding the heel in front for each leg. And then just to open the position out nice and wide, again, tapping your heels to the floor, opening them out nice and wide. Just continuing with that action. Very much just want to adjust that camera ever so slightly down. Now we can see that better on YouTube. And just bring it back in, reset, tap your toes in front. Just nice stretch out in front with the leg, lightly guiding your toes towards the floor. And from this position, opening out nice and wide, just stretching the legs out, pointing toes towards floor. And then just take it in. Okay, we'll just finish out, bringing the legs up, pointing the toes forward and pulling back. Just getting a couple of movements of the ankles here. Keeping your feet up, bring toes together, then heels together. Just work between the two positions. And then finally, pointing one foot forward, one foot back. And just getting that nice movement around the ankles here. And down. Okay, so I've just broken today's workout into 3 little phases. We're going to work in aerobic phases, just nice, light, fluid movements. Then we'll move into a little strength phase where we'll use our weights. And then third and last, I'll do a little bit of mobility at the end. So there's a little bit of everything in today's workout, and just trying something a little bit different again from maybe how you'd be used to me on a Wednesday or on a Friday, for example. So let's get into the workout. Let's just check it out, make sure everything's good. Marie, very welcome. And Marie on YouTube also, very welcome along, belly rack. So let's begin. I'm going to introduce a couple of movements. I'm going to work for a good block of time on these movements. Just explore them, get a feel, and we'll go through them all a second time as well. So you can kind of make them harder or easier as we go. What I'd say is I'll sit slightly forward. I don't like to be glued to the back of the chair. I just want to sit slightly forward, open up the feet, a little bit of width. I'm going to take my right arm out, and I just want to reach right hand to left foot. And like that. You can see I can rest my spare left hand on the leg, just as a little bit of support. And I want to start this movement. So when you're ready, let's just begin this action. Keep an eye on my clock, and let's continue. Right hand towards left foot. If you find raising that arm up in this diagonal pattern difficult, I can, of course, just reduce the range. So I don't need to go fully overhead. I can slow the pace down a little bit. Just work in a range that's good to you. Right hand towards left foot. As I say, I have that left hand just resting on the leg, just to give me that little bit of support. I don't have to touch the left foot. Just simply reach towards. So if I felt a little bit uncomfortable going all the way down, I just stop a little bit shorter as I'm demonstrating here. If I feel comfortable, going right down towards that left foot. So I'm just going to finish out about 3, 2, 1. Swap sides. Now my right hand rests on the right leg. My left arm is out, just roughly diagonal, and reach down. Left hand towards right foot. Just reaching down. Again, with these first movements, just get a feel for the movement, see what kind of range is good. And as you get more comfortable, we can go at a more fluid pace. Just continuing with your left hand towards that right foot. I don't need to make physical touch, but just simply towards the foot, that's all. Reaching down and across. And we'll finish out very shortly. Take in 3, 2, and 1. And back up. Okay. From this position, I want to move into arrow pulls back. This is a movement I really enjoy working with. A little bit tricky at first, but we'll get a feel for it. What I want to do is bring the arms out. I want to open my right arm back, and my left arm is going to go across. Okay. So I didn't explain that great. Okay. So what I want to do is pull one arm back and one arm to the side. One arm back, one arm to the side. As I often say, this one is worse to explain. It's easier to just do. One arm back, one arm to the side. Okay, so we're just going to get a feel for this one first. You can even see how I made that one awful messy to start us off. I didn't explain it very well. Just want you to bring one arm back, one arm to the side. I call these my arrow pullbacks. A little bit tricky. Just get a feel for the movement and keep it flowing nicely. One arm pulls back, one arm opens to the side. As I say, easier to just do than to explain, I think, this one. Maybe that's just me. We'll go for another couple of times here. Just get a feel. Let's go 3, 2, 1. Next, you're going to go into nice, quick feet. I'd just like to lift the heels up, tap the right foot out, then tap the left foot. And then I just want you to continue into a nice fluid action. I'm going to keep an eye on the clock, and we're going to go for a good block of time here. So I'm really nice and light on the feet. I'm not stamping down to the floor. I just want to keep myself moving. That's the main thing on this one. And this general cluster work, we're not really taking any breaks, any pauses. There's a little bit of purpose and intensity into our movements here. As you feel comfortable, don't be afraid just to add a little bit more pace. If you find it's getting a little bit tricky as a movement, just slow it down a little bit. Just tapping those feet out to the sides, one after the other. I'll time it down very shortly. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so I'm going to reset. I'm going to take us back to the first movement. If there was anything there you weren't comfortable with, just slowing the pace down or just making any little adjustments to make the movement feel better. So again, I'm just going to open up those feet, a little bit of width. I'm slightly forward in my chair. My right arm is out, and the action is right hand towards left foot. So just stretching across, reach across, back up. But a nice fluid action. Just think right hand towards left foot, just moving across. Left hand rests on the leg, just keeps me supported in the position. And I'll stay in a range that I am happy with. So let's continue on. Moving across, right hand down towards that left foot. And let's just finish out. We'll go for 3, 2, 1. I'm going to take it straight in on the opposite side. My left hand is out and moving across. Left hand towards right foot. Reach across, down towards that foot on the opposite side. Right hand just resting on the leg. That just gives me a little bit of extra support in this position as I move across. Work in ranges that are right for you. So as I reach down, only as far as comfortable. And equally, as I bring that arm up and across, only as far as comfortable. Now, each and every person will be different in terms of range. Just make sure it feels right for you. So let's continue. Last couple of times. I'll time it down in 3, 2, 1. Okay, into those arrow pullbacks. I can't explain it any worse than last time. What I want to do is bring one arm back, one arm out to the side. Okay, just want you to switch between those two positions. One arm pulls directly back, one arm opens out to the side. Nice movement through the shoulders and just a nice fluid action again. Just one side to the next. One arm back, one arm out to the side. Don't worry, find this one a little bit tricky. Just simply think of opening one arm to the side, the other arm straight back. Might feel up around the shoulders, the back of your upper body. Feel a connection here. And we'll just work through last couple of times. In 3, 2, 1. Moving into my quick feet. Again, I'm just going to lift those heels up, nice and light. You can start slow, just get a feel. Tap, tap, opening up the feet out to the sides. And then just starting to add a little bit of pace in, providing that feels comfortable. Okay, if you're happy with it, you're comfortable, adding in that little bit of pace, working it a little bit harder. Nice fluid action. I like to bring my hands together or hold the side of the chair. And I'm just going to keep it moving. Might go a little bit off a couple of times, doesn't matter. Just keeping the feet nice and light, opening up out to the sides. A little bit of intensity, a little bit of challenge here as I move through this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and back down. So that concludes our aerobic work. Just a little bit of burst of activity there, just a little bit of challenge and intensity hopefully into it. We're going to work with weight next. So I'm just going to give you a chance if you want to bring weight into the movement. We're going to use our weights next. If you don't have any weights kind of quickly, readily available, or bottles of water or tins, it's perfectly fine to work these movements without weight, just to follow the same patterns of movement, but simply without using weight. Just giving us a couple of seconds there. As you grab your weights, might like to just lightly rock the feet forward and back. Take a sip of water if you need after that first block of work. And I have 4 movements lined up here, as I say, adding that little bit of weight. Okay. So let's take hold of our 2 weights if you're using them. If you're not, perfectly fine, following the same actions. So what I'm going to do, just reset my position in the chair. I want to be nice and upright, just that I'm not bending in this position. And Henry, super stuff. Martina, great to have you with us. So what I want to do is straighten the position, arms straight, palms down, and we're going to work a front raise. So this is a movement of my shoulders. Keep your arms straight. Simply lift in front, shoulder height, lower back down. Okay? So again, in front, pause, slowly lower back down. Front, pause, slowly lower back down. So let's continue. You're keeping those arms straight. Lift to about shoulder height. And then back down. It's going to take us through this one another 10 times after those first couple of practice reps. Keep your arms straight. Shoulder height with the lift. Don't need to go any higher. If this is tough, work one arm at a time. So I can just swap right and left, particularly if there was one side which I found difficult. Just going to finish this out. Lift, pause, slowly lower down. You can see I don't swing the weight. Very controlled, nice and smooth, up and down. For 2 and 1. Slowly back down. Next movement, I want to take it into a rowing action. I'm going to turn my chair, but I'll just show the action. I'm going to hold the weights in front and then pull back low into my stomach. Okay, and you know, I'll start in front and then I might move to the side halfway through. So sit tall. I recommend sitting slightly forward so I'm not stuck to the back of the chair. I have a little bit of space to bring those arms back in. Hold the weights in front and pull back. So low in towards your stomach. We'll do a couple of practice reps just to get a feel. We're not counting yet, just getting a feel. Pull the weights back low into your tummy and relax back out. Just want to show you that from the side position. Let's go for 10 more repetitions. Pull back. You can see that little bit of space between me and the back of the chair. So I have space to bring those arms back. Those elbows come back. Get a nice squeeze, nice connection in the back of my body. We're just going to take it in 5 more times. 4, rowing, nice and smooth. 3, 2, and 1. And drop the weights down, resting on the legs. From that position, what we want to do is take it into arm curl next. So again, movement might be familiar with, but we just want to perform this really nicely. So palms grasp the weights, elbows in by my side, nice smooth line up towards shoulders, slowly lower back down, up towards shoulders, slowly back down. You'll notice a lot of the time the weights curve in, but I like to keep that angle nice and straight. I'll get the best feeling on the arms if I just keep this nice and straight. So just mindful that your weights aren't curving in. Let's just keep the angle nice and straight. 10 more times. Just thinking about the arms and slowly back down. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as we lower. And I'll go 3 more times. And 2. And once more. Okay. Next movement, I want you to rest the weights down on your legs. So physically rest the weights sitting on top of my legs. I want to walk my feet back a little bit towards the chair. From this position, elevate the heels. So we're just resting a little bit of extra weight onto our legs and we're lifting the heels up. I just instruct to walk the feet back a little bit so I keep everything quite central here and I get that nice lift through the heels. And then I get a little connection back of the legs. Now, when it comes to the back of those lower legs, I go up, up, up with the reps, working them a little bit longer and a little bit harder than some of those upper body movements. Legs can take a lot, so I'm just going to work them a little bit higher, not even introduced the count yet. Okay, so let's go for about 10 more repetitions here. Not too strict on the count with this one. I just rather perform a higher amount when it comes to the lower limbs here. So 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Okay. Take a little breather. If you need a sip of water, if you need to set the weights down for a second, that's okay. I'm going to perform those same movements again. If there was anything there you didn't like, any movement that's not comfortable, very simply just to take that weight out of the movement. For example, that last movement, heel raises, can be performed perfectly fine without the use of the weights on the leg. So we'll go through them again, just get a feel for the movements, just exploring them today. And again, hitting around 15 times for each and a little bit higher on those legs. So we'll work back to our front raise. Position important. I'm not slouching the chair. I just sit up nice and tall. Straighten the arms, palms down as I grasp the weight. And I'll begin. Lift in front, shoulder height, and back down. Might hear that little exhale as I lift. Inhale as I lower. Keeping the arms straight. And let's continue about 10 times. So 5 more times. 1 arm at a time if this is difficult. And once more. And back in, okay? Working into my low row next. So I like to sit forward in the chair. I have a little bit of space to bring those arms back into. I'm not going to hit off my chair. Start with the weight in front and row nice and low in towards your tummy. relax the arms out. So I think the main action here is that pull back, that rowing motion, pulling the weight low in towards your tummy rather than high into your chest. So again, let's go 10 times. You might notice my elbows disappear out of view. I keep the stance quite narrow as I draw the weight back. And I get a nice squeeze and a nice connection in the back of my body. I'm going to take this one 5 more times. And 4. Twice more. Nice smooth pullback. And down. We'll work with the arms next. Again, let's just reset. Nice and straight. Elbows by my side. I just make sure the elbows don't lift forward and back. I just keep them in position. Lift the weight up. Slowly lower back down. So up towards shoulders. Lower back down. And again, just take note I'm keeping that angle nice and straight. The weights aren't curving in towards each other. We're keeping the angle straight. Up towards shoulders. 10 more times. Exhale as I lift. Inhale as I lower. Let's finish out 5 more times. And we go 3, 2, 1. And down. I want you to rest the weights on your legs. Secondly, I want you to walk the feet back. So I don't want my feet out in front. I want to walk them right back in. Everything is nice and central here. From this position, elevate the heels and lower back down. So the weights rest on your legs. And we're just bringing those heels up and down. Right up onto your toes. And then just lowering the heels back down. Again, I'm not so concerned with the repetitions here other than to go quite high. I think it takes a couple just to really feel and connect with the back of those lower legs. And really important, we want to keep those legs strong, particularly those calves, the back of those lower legs, really important. We want to keep that area strong. So let's continue. Right up onto your toes, elevating those heels. Let's go maybe 10 more times. Right up on those toes. 5 more. And 3 more. And last time. And down. Okay, I will set my 2 weights down next. And I'm going to take us into the final cluster of work here, which is mobility. So it really covers different aspects with that aerobic work, with that much more controlled strength work. And now we're just going to work into a little bit of mobility. So I'm going to check in with 2 areas, the hip and also the shoulder. 2 areas really important. I think the mobility feeding into the rest of the work. So if you found that front raise really difficult, for example, maybe there's just the mobility work can kind of help us achieve that strength work. So it can all work in and tie in nicely. So first movement I want to do, just want to check in with the hips. I want to place my hands together in between the 2 knees. So hands together in between your knees. And I want you to focus on the right leg, just lifting out to the side. So this is a really nice controlled movement from the hip. Just simply lifting your foot out to the side. By keeping the hands together, just almost essentially wedged between the 2 knees. I'm working a very controlled rotation or movement from that hip. This is not a big range of movement. This is very much a small range of movement. Any movement at all here. I wouldn't expect to get a big lift with that foot. So just going to work this one a couple of times. Like 3 more. 2. And 1. And I want you to swap over to the left side, just lifting the foot out to the side. So again, a very controlled movement from that hip rather, controlled from the hip. Think of that, your hip is the power base of this movement. That's what allows for this action to happen. So just lift the foot out directly to my sides. Any range, any movement at all here. Doesn't matter how small that movement may be. All of maybe a couple of inches. and back in, okay? Let's just stick with this pattern, keeping the hands as they are, and I'm just going to return back to the right side. So just lifting the foot directly out to the side. Again, just in control is from your hip here. Just a nice smooth lift out to the side. Keeping the hands together between the two legs, and just a really nice controlled lift out to the side. Any movement at all. And always interesting, as I'll say, to see if maybe the second time we can get a little bit more movement here. Maybe we just unlock that hip a little bit. Let's go twice more. And once more. Back to my left, straight in, just lifting out. And I must say, this second time feels much better. I'm just getting a little bit more movement, a little bit more freedom in the position. It's not huge, but I don't expect it to be. Just getting any movement at all here. Lifting leg out to the side. Let's just work the last couple of times. I'll go twice more. And then once more. And back in. Okay, so that's a nice little check-in with the hips. What I want to do next is 2 movements for the shoulders. So let's sit back a little bit just to give as much range as I can. My arms are out to my sides. I'm going to turn right hand, the palm is up towards the ceiling. The left hand, the palm is down towards the floor. So 2 different positions. Imagine your arms like a dishcloth, and you're just going to wring it out. Really important that you move slow here. If I were to swing the arm forward and back very fast, very it would feel uncomfortable as a position. Think more about slowly exploring the space. Control from your shoulders. One arm goes forward, one arm goes back. And I just think my arms like a dishcloth that I'm squeezing, wringing out. But again, really important, and I want you to go nice and slow on this action, not really fast and aggressive with the movement. Really slow, purposeful movement. Just exploring the space. Let's go last couple of times. And once more. And rest down. Okay, take a couple of seconds. We'll go through that movement again. Just reset, a couple of seconds rest. Exactly the same. So that's set up, arms out. Right hand is up towards the ceiling. Left hand down, faces the floor. One arm forward, one arm back. Again, think squeezing out a dishcloth. One arm rotates forward, one arm rotates back, and you're keeping the movement slow and controlled. Not fast and aggressive. Just want you to think exploring space, whatever the shoulders allow here. And just going to go twice more. And rest down. Okay. I'll take one final action for the shoulders, a different type of movement. Hope that one feels okay. Again, I want you to perform this slow, controlled. I'm not going to put any kind of power or intensity into this movement. Keep it very slow, controlled as an action. Arms are out, palms of the hands. The 2 hands now face up to the ceiling. So my thumbs point behind me, and I just gently bring those arms back. So my thumbs push back towards that wall behind me, and I just open out this front position, holding for 3, 2, 1, and relax back down. Set that one up again. Arms out, palms up, thumbs pointing behind. Gently bring those arms back. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just rest down. We'll try that one more time. Nothing too extreme with your position. Arms out, hands up, thumbs point behind. Gently bring the arms back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest back down. Okay? So that concludes our main blocks of work. So as I said, we had aerobic, we had strength, and a little bit of mobility. And so a little different topics covered, slightly different style of workout today maybe. So really important. Now we're going to take a couple of stretches, relaxing the body down after all that work. So just start off with your legs, just a light kick in front. Just signaling to my body to rest now. And just easing out of those harder blocks of work. Okay, just going to pause the feet. Bring the feet back, elevate the heels, so right up onto your toes. Hold for a couple of seconds. Relax down, walk your feet forward, elevate the toes. Might feel a little pull on the front of the legs here. Relax down, walk the feet back, heels up. And let's hold for a couple of seconds. Relax the heels down, walk forward, elevate your toes. And just holding your position. Back down, walk those feet back, elevate the heels again. Yeah, just want to hold this position. Couple of seconds. Relax down, walk the feet forward, and then elevate your toes again. Just hold for a couple of seconds. And back down. Okay. Again, just nice and light, just kick the legs out. Okay. Next, sitting slightly forward in your chair. Just bring the arms forward and then pull back. Just hold the position. Relax the arms forward, stretch out. Pull back and hold. Reach forward, hold for a couple of seconds. Pull back. It's just working those two positions. Forward. Pull back. Let's work twice more. Forward. Pull back. And then once more. Forward. And pull back. Next, if I just fold those arms. Rotate to the right, staying here for a couple of seconds, and then I'll move over to left. Then moving over to the right, and over to left, and then again over to the right, and over to left. Okay. Let's just check in with those shoulders. Just lift the elbows up and just guide the shoulders back. Very welcome, Deirdre. Thanks very much. Very welcome. Glad that was okay. So trying something a little bit different today, just a different format. So glad you enjoyed that. And then we'll just guide the shoulders forward in circles. Okay. Just taking the hands up about chest height now, press forward and then pull back. But the hands are kind of chest, shoulder height, so I'm a little bit higher in the position, similar to the rowing which we just performed, but now from a higher position. So I'm going to go twice more, forward, pull back, forward, pull back, and then rest down. Okay. So relax back into the chair. Just going to keep it really nice and simple at the end, just to ensure you are feeling fully relaxed. A couple of nice inhale and slow exhale. I'll always just say double the time of that exhale. Just really relax as you're exhaling. So just taking it in and slowly release. Twice more. And once more. And rest. So that is us for today. Thanks very much for all the comments along the way on Facebook and on YouTube. Hopefully feeling good after the workout. And we'll be back again tomorrow at 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So thanks very much for tuning in and enjoy the rest of your day. Great work, everyone on Facebook. Great work, everyone on YouTube. Very welcome, Marie. Very welcome, Susan. Susan, thanks very much. And good man, Martin, as well. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Man, 30 fine. Magalore.